Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Dr. Sapphire refused to attend pre-operandi ritual. Adetutu, who has become one of them right now in the palace, even though they said this will be made official in December, okay, did not attend that pre-operandi ritual. And everyone began to wonder, how come the pre-operandi ritual ritual that is supposed to be for, everybody? Yes, it is true that the jewel did not attend pre-operandi ritual, but the ritual, according to gospel, she had organized it on behalf of the entire Oloris, okay? Basically to show solidarity for the jewel's return, okay? And so she spent her resources and spent everything, but right there in the palace, not only did the jewel not attend the operandi ritual, Dr. Sapphire did not attend. Okay, Adetutu did not attend. They said the people who sat down there were just Ebony, who was sitting humbly, Ile-Ife, who was sitting humbly, and then of course Ile-Ife was also seated there. So what happened to these other Oloris? Why didn't they attend the pre-operandi ritual? Is a question that a lot of people are asking. Now, you need to understand that right now, you see Dr. Sapphire, the jewel, and Ile-Ife, okay? No, Dr. Sapphire, the jewel, and Adetutu, they have formed a very strong bond, okay? And it's the same bond that you see Bloblo is trying to break into. But for some reason, they are shielding themselves so much that Bloblo are not been able to break into. So here is what is going on. Dr. Sapphire, Adetutu, and the jewel, they are on one side. Then Bloblo is on her own, yeah. Then you have Ile-Ife and Ebony. They used to be like on one end with gospel, but right now it does seem as if all of them are, as everybody is on their own, they are answering their father's name because they have their different struggles. So when gospel saw how bad things have gone with the drama, with Ogunjaye, with, in fact, even Ebony not knowing where she belongs again, with the betrayal from her family, the humility and all of that, I think gospel got to that point where she realized that, look, the only way to stay afloat right now is to, root for peace, which happens to be what she did. And as far as she is concerned, or she was concerned, she made it very clear that over time, they have been doing me, this one on their own, this one on their own. But right now, they want to root for unity, everyone being together, being family, being there for each other and all of that. They said that was what they were rooting for. And she said the event she was organizing was on behalf of, all the Oloris. But it was very, very disheartening that, Dr. Sapphire was right there in the palace. Adetutu was right there in the palace. Bloblo was right there in the palace, but they did not come out. And not only did they not come out, the Great Lion did not come out. But let me tell you what happened. You know that these women, they, as far as Dr. Sapphire is concerned, her own is anywhere her husband is, that is where she goes. I believe that Dr. Sapphire was just there and, watching to see if the Great Lion will come out. But when the Great Lion did not come out, she thought there was no need for her to come out. And I believe that that was the same thing Adetutu did, because I believe that at that time, Adetutu and Sapphire would be in contact, talking to each other. And I also believe that they were talking to the jewel, but none of them showed up. And this really broke the heart of gospel. But then again, it's important for people to know that, look, forgiveness is not something that happens overnight. People might forgive you for the sake of their own freedom, but the experience that they have had with you is not something that you just throw away. Like, okay, it did not happen, let's just forgive and forget. Forgiveness is different. Forgetfulness is different, okay? And so, right now, Gospel really cried, and she felt very bad. But for me, I want to think that her expectations were very, what do I call, all unrealistic. You don't expect me when I know that you are my act enemy. Like, I know that there is a possibility that you could harm me with if I give you the chance, and you expect me to come and stay in front of you and eat and dine and marry with you. People don't do that. It's only people who don't understand how life works. Because right now, with the things that have happened in the past, you do not expect the jewel to throw her guards, like to let her guards down. The jewel is still very, very aware of the things of the past. Apparently, she's protecting herself. It is one thing for you to say, look, I want you back in my life. I want you. We are no longer, I don't have a problem with you anymore. But it's another thing for, it to be true. Over times, I do know that over time, I do know that there were times where they had this kind of reconciliatory get together and all of that. Now, what happens after the reconciliatory get together? You find out that they are still against the jewel. And right now, it does, of course, everybody can say that the jewel has finally won, like left, right, center, and all of that. She has won. She has won. She's won the heart of the great lion. She has won everything, okay? The only thing that is left is for them to be seen together, one and one. The relationship is there. They are running their family. They're beginning to make plans again, and everything is looking very good if all the information that we continue to hear is correct. And how do you expect them to be happy? And so when the jewel did not show up, I was not expecting a gospel to cry. You are crying. Is she your sister? Is she your friend? Why do you expect, so why were you expecting her to even show up? Because I knew. And one thing again we got to hear is that Ile-Ife said she had already mentioned it to gospel that the jewel will not come. Ile-Ife knows the jewel. Ile-Ife knows how the jewel operates. Like, the jewel, if you go and seek help from the jewel will give you help. But if you sit down and wait for the jewel to come and seek help from you, the jewel will never. Anything that has to do with you, jewel is ready to forgive you. But as far as the jewel is concerned, let me forgive you, but stay on your own. Let me stay on my own. The jewel does not want to do this thing that they are doing where we are peace, okay, we are all sisters and brothers now, and this, get to a point where all of them will be moving together and following the great lion together. The jewel does not want to do that thing. The jewel has even made it very clear to the great lion that she's not going to follow them and be attending events and all of that. She will not. She is on her own. And, this happens to be what the great lion and the jewel agreed, okay, upon. And so the jewel does not want this, that, and I think because Dr. Sapphire Adetutu, they know that the jewel does not want all of those kind of things. That was why they did not come out. And again, it's not just Sapphire and Adetutu that didn't come out. The great lion too did not come out. So what that means is that they do not believe in this reconciliation. This is what we are hearing. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media, should not be seen as fact.